Hi Desert Hot Springs, this is Scott Mattis, your mayor, coming to you here in June 2016 with your monthly report. I know it's been a few weeks since we've come to you, but I wanted to give you an update on what's been happening. We've been very busy with the budget process here at the city. The City Council on June 7th approved the 2017-18 two-year budget cycle at approximately $15 million a year. This basically keeps our budget flat from the last year. As I mentioned, in the state of the city, we're healthier. We've got more money in the bank to be able to spend. We've got cash flow, but we have to continue to be conservative on our projections in the future. And with the current city budget and money and revenues in the future, we have to continue to fund the programs status quo as we did last year. Some of the positive things that happened in our community, as we spoke to you last month, was the Cabot's barbecue. We had the annual barbecue, which they've raised money to help fund the organization. If you get time, you take a trip, take your family up to Cabot's and take a tour of the Cabot's Museum. Cabot Yerxa was one of the founding fathers of Desert Hot Springs, and this is an important educational trip for you and your family to understand the history of Desert Hot Springs. In the meantime, the City of Desert Hot Springs paved the parking lot there on grant funding through mitigation money through the AQMD, and the parking lot is complete. Gallery Homes is a developer here in the community. They did a ribbon cutting through the Chamber of Commerce. Also, Desert Hot Springs Outlets, the store next to the UPS store in the Vaughn Shopping Center, did a ribbon cutting this month. Rancho Del Oro residents have been fighting for years to clean up their landscaping in and around their community. And as mayor, I have promised that we will find some solution to these issues. We had a public meeting recently last week to move forth on an opportunity for them to become a lighting and landscaping maintenance district in hopes that we'll be cleaning up the landscaping. The library over here had an unveiling of an LBGT section, and we helped unveil that last week. They also had a small get-together afterwards, Friends of the Library. Operation Desert Impact, as a lot of you had seen on the news, our police department worked with many other organizations in the Coachella Valley and the state and the federal government to go out and pull in some high-profile criminals. In Desert Hot Springs, 26 targets were made and multiple guns and ammunition were taken off the street. This is an important piece of Desert Hot Springs continuing the efforts to keep your city safe. Operation Falling Sun happened 8 years ago, and since then we've had 4 smaller operations, and we'll continue to make Desert Hot Springs a safe place by taking those high-profile criminals off the street. Healthy Minds was an event that we recently had in Desert Hot Springs during Mental Health Month, which is May of every year. And this is one of many events. The Healthy Minds event was at the Health and Wellness Center. They want to make it an annual event, so look forward to next May participating if you can. A lot of people have had a lot of questions about cultivation, and we just recently broke ground on a brand new development, 300,000 square feet of new development here in Desert Hot Springs. They will be one of the first developers to develop brand new. We have multiple cultivators going through tentative improvements right now, and we hope to see revenue coming in from the marijuana industry sometime at mid next fiscal year, which will be January. A candlelight vigil for the tragic massacre in Orlando put on by the Human Rights Committee. It was a very well attended event. It was very nice at the Lozano Center and represent community and the sorrow that we felt over that tragic event in the United States. Sand to Snow Committee met. Aniele Zavala, our councilwoman, along with myself, the subcommittee that have been put together by the City Council to focus on the Sand to Snow. As a lot of you know, Joshua Tree National Monument is now connected with the Sand to Snow Monument, which is 150,000 acres of land going from Joshua Tree all the way to San Gorgonio Mountains. It's basically in our backyard, all those small hills behind us. Also the Mission Creek Preserve, Whitewater Preserve, and a lot of the hiking trails there. So we're working on a plan to help promote our tourism here in Desert Hot Springs. And finally, I'd like to come to you and show you what we've done here in the Carl May. For many years, when I was first elected to City Council almost 10 years ago, we had art here in the Carl May. And that was primarily put on by the Community and Cultures Affairs Commission and Dot Reed. And recently, the Spa Paleteers, who's been a long-time art organization in our community, have reached out and said they would like to see art back in the Carl May. We reached out to them, and then quarterly they'll be coming to the Carl May and putting up new art, as you see behind me here. And they'll be putting up the names of the artists and who they are and representing in our community. So we're happy to bring art back. The veterans banners are not gone. They're on the east wall of the Carl May still, and we're looking for places within the community to put those. So we're sharing space within the Carl May. And again, the Carl May Center is a place where the City Council meets. You're given the opportunity to come the first and third Tuesday of each month to vet your concerns to the City Council. And in closing, have a safe summer. Stay cool if you can. There are cooling centers located throughout the city. If you have any questions, you can always contact me with the information at the bottom of the screen.